Welcome to this comprehensive and deep dive audio summary of the book Secret to Live Long Happy Life, written by Vipin Kumar Verma. We are going to explore the ultimate philosophy of life, because learning makes life easy. The author has dedicated this work to all the detractors, haters, and enemies who doubted, criticized, and pushed him to his limits, because ultimately, they helped him to grow. The core purpose of this journey is to unlock your real potential to become an advanced version of you. The entire foundation of success comes down to one word: manage. This is composed of man plus age. Have you ever wondered why the human is the head of all species? It is because the one who knows how to manage things will always be ahead of others. Let us begin with the first vital lesson. Find the happiness inside you. Expecting from others, especially your happiness, is a very wrong belief. All people are busy in their lives, and nobody has time to make you happy. Your first responsibility on earth is to make you happy, and you must understand that happiness is a habit. You must know how to be happy, what you want, what makes you satisfied, and what future you want. How can any other person know in such depth about you, except you? The world is full of mean people, so it would be best if you take care of your happiness. It's like making fences around your home so nobody can invade and ruin your garden. Like other fields of life, happiness also needs effort. If you don't make an effort, the grass will grow in your field. If you don't take care of your field, insects and other animals will invade it and they will ruin it, too. The same is true with your happiness. It would be best to take care of your happiness by boundary from the wrong advice and bad people. What makes you happy is a very personal question, and nobody can better answer than you. Seeking happiness from others is entirely foolish. You are the manager of your life, and you have to manage your life. No other person is responsible for your life. If you are not serious about your life, don't expect others to be serious. It's not a 1-hour process or one day, because it's very tough to talk to yourself and give answers to yourself about what you want. Sometimes, we don't know what exactly we want. When you work or go somewhere else, you realize that you have some shortcomings and some plus points. The same is true with your mind. You don't know how many strengths or weaknesses you have. Taking care of your happiness is your primary responsibility. Some people consider themselves happy when they get money, a partner, or their dream job. Future events will occur, and planning is always better, but postponing happiness for some future event is foolish. Some people think they will be happy in the future when they get a particular thing. Life is your car, and you have to be in the driver's seat. Don't expect that some other person will handle the steering of happiness for your life's car. To achieve this lasting happiness, you must invest in yourself. When little children are born into this world, they don't even know how to walk or talk. They are taught so many things until they become big. Investing in yourself is the most important thing in life. Learn new courses, dance, swim, do extra activities, debate, and make yourself a new and advanced version. Laziness doesn't allow us to work on ourselves, and sometimes a busy schedule in the office and school doesn't allow us to invest in ourselves. Remember, everybody on this earth has only 24 hours, and you have to manage those hours so that you can live a happy life on earth. You must be a good learner to be confident, optimistic, and progressive, because there's no age for learning new things. Even most men don't know how to cook food, which is essential for survival, and we still depend on our barber for haircuts. If you want a beautiful life, you must value life. You could give the world an excuse or a lie, but you cannot lie to yourself because you know your shortcomings. When you start improving yourself, you will see the results and responses from others because people like winners. One of the most effective ways to invest in oneself is to set targets and deadlines. This provides a sense of purpose and direction and a constant reminder to focus on personal growth and development. Working on yourself is like changing habits and your daily routine. You must leave your comfort zone. It's not everyone's cup of tea, but you must be determined to reach your targets. Physical and mental health are the most important assets of any person on this earth. Without them, you cannot enjoy luxury, friends, and food. A massive part of your success formula relies on a positive mindset. You might have noticed in your life that some people have great success, whereas rich people can't have great success. Poor people have a lack of resources compared to rich people. How can a person with a lack of resources perform better than a person who has all the resources? It all depends on mindset, and you need a positive attitude to succeed in life. In contrast, a single negative can delete you from the opposing perspective, turning all your resources into waste. A single thought can waste your entire journey, just like the famous phrase, "A rotten apple can rotten the whole bucket of apples." Remember, your first step sets the tone for your journey. A negative mindset will lead you towards failure, while a positive one will pave the way for success. It's normal to be afraid and to have negative thoughts. Successful people work on those negative thoughts, talk to people, and find solutions. This is known as a positive mindset. All the things will never be in your favor, ever. Some points are always in your favor, and some points you need to make your favor. Join all the positive points and draw a success line. The human mind works like a computer. If you put positive thoughts, it will work positively. If you put negative thoughts in it, it will work on harmful programs. The human mind is designed so that negative thoughts come fast into your mind. Never get disappointed by your failure. What you are today is just a past failure and experience. The formula is that today's failure and experience will definitely make you better, so keep learning. The formula for a positive mindset is simple. Open your mind's window to only positive thoughts. Surround yourself with positive people, read books, and watch positive movies, because your environment shapes your mindset. However, a positive mindset alone is not enough. Rewards depend on efforts. There's a phrase in India, the more steps you walk, the more you grasp. Success doesn't come to those who sit idle or merely plan. You must immerse yourself in the journey, test the water depth, and take that first step into the river. Think of an athlete who won the gold in the Olympics 5 times. They got the road map and experience guidance from his teacher. Still, the athlete put efforts in the game. It's just a starting and beginning because the reality in life is different from theoretical planning. You need actions. As a teacher, the author has learned that studying or clearing some exams is not tough because nowadays, most students have very sharp minds. To clear an exam, students need consistent and long study hours. The longer you practice, the more chances you have to pass the exam. Planning without effort is like having a car without an engine. You have petrol and a road but have not started the engine. Let's take an example. There are 2 cars. One is going straight and the other is going round. After 1 hour, the car that was going straight had crossed 100 miles and the vehicle that was taking a round was still there. Remember, not putting in the appropriate or less effort can lead to disappointment and unfulfilled goals. Your actions determine your success. This is why postponing work means postponing happiness. Postponing any work in your life is like creating a burden on yourself, and when you complete a task, you reduce it. It's about feeling a sense of relief and satisfaction. This feeling of accomplishment can help you combat the sadness and potential depression that a heavy mental burden can bring. The best way to complete the work is to prioritize the task. It means complete first to the most important work, after that, the subsequent important work, and last, which is the least important. Completing a task gives your mind a satisfactory and healthy message, which results in a positive attitude and a confident mindset. On the other hand, leaving the work incomplete will lead to more pressure on your mind, which can lead to pressure on another task also. Instead of comparing yourself to others, focus on completing the task. Strive to surpass your previous performance, build your endurance, and progress step by step. Your next performance should always be a better and improved version of your previous one. Remember, learning is a lifelong journey. Embrace new experiences that can significantly impact your life, such as taking up new courses, learning, dancing, or engaging in sports. These experiences enrich your life and contribute to your personal growth and development. The best way to complete the work is to list tomorrow's work in yesterday nights before, go to sleep, and check how much work you have completed at night. Monitoring your task list is always helpful in tracking the progress. Now, let's talk about the people around you. If you want to increase your age and well-being, you must avoid negative people. The author observed that negative peoples are energy suckers, even sometimes you don't know. The first step is to understand what negative people do to others and why they are negative. Negative people damage other people's peace of mind because they are not working on their goals, which leads them to an unsatisfactory lifestyle. Negative people want someone to whom they can transfer their negative feelings. They work on a straightforward formula. They are negative and will make others' lives negative, too. The best formula is to avoid negative people. Don't try to correct them, and don't try to argue with them. If you try to correct them, you've put one step in their kingdom, a palace of negative powers. Sometimes, negative people are in the office or the family, and it should not be possible to avoid them easily. Just try to reduce your communication and contact as much as you can. The conclusion is simple. You have limited energy for a day, and your life and resources are limited, too. If you waste an hour arguing with your neighbor, you have wasted your day. If there is a thunderstorm outside, it's better to stay home and wait for it to stop than to go into the thunderstorm and be its victim. Life and the mind work on fundamental functioning. If you keep yourself busy in a healthy activity, that will produce healthy results, and if you keep yourself busy in a negative activity, that will have a negative outcome. Helping others is not bad, but you must not be the victim of an always crying, full of negatives person. These people were unhappy in childhood, as teenagers, and even in old age, and always had the same issues. An interesting fact is that sometimes people don't know about their negative attitude, so choose your friends wisely. Beware of these energy suckers. You need energy to perform a task for daily work or enjoy a normal life. People in the marketplace, in offices, or sometimes in the home who keep you busy with non-productive activities, discussions, arguments, and verbal fights are known as energy suckers. Mostly, these people are not successful because of the laziness of their lifetimes. They will not let you concentrate on your life or goals, resulting in a fall in your life graph. 2. The best way to deal with them is to avoid them. Most of the time, they really want a heated argument or a treatment, but the successful formula is to prevent yourself from them. If you don't avoid them, they will waste your money, time, and energy, and you cannot put the power into your goal. What you get if you engage with energy suckers is that you will fail in your goal achievement because another person is already a proven loser. If you want to go to New York, you must catch a flight. You cannot waste your time outside the airport on the road doing other activities. It will just delay your time and energy, and you will not be able to catch the flight. To protect yourself, you must learn how to say a no and set your boundaries. It is very important to say no to the wrong person, especially if you are shy and introverted. Don't be so innocent that the wrong person eats your mental peace. Helping is not a bad thing, but troubling yourself is bad. This rule is especially for shy and innocent people, as they are usually exploited by sharp-minded people who are easily trapped in games. The fear of breaking up and losing the relationship or other benefits forces us to say yes to whatever the other person asks. If you have doubts about something, you can discuss whether you should accept a proposal with your trusted person. But being a yes man is always bad for you, your future, your life, and your career because you have limited energy and resources. If you waste your life like this, you will never be able to achieve your targets. Focus requires time and dedication, and if you waste resources, you will never be able to use your resources for yourself. Time is precious, so don't waste it for the people who don't value it. Be mindful of how you spend your time, because remember you have only 24 hours. Sometimes, people take advantage of your innocent image. Don't be harsh. You should politely refuse with a valid excuse. Remember, some people are very dangerous. Don't be their victim. You must also learn that you don't need to be an open book. It is not good for you. If you keep your cash openly, there is a chance of stealing it, and the same is true for your life. You need not be an open book to all the people you meet. The problem is not being in a weak state. The problem is that your enemies know you are weak. If a country's enemies know that it doesn't have an army backup for a month, they will definitely attack the country. Some things are to be kept secret. Some people on earth will take your unfair advantage instead of helping you. It's your duty to keep the secret of your life till yours. Remember, if you can't keep a secret, how can you trust another person? Beware of hidden bad people's intentions. You cannot be successful or live a peaceful life until you recognize the hidden bad intentions of your loved ones. You are very well aware that there is an enemy and they want to hurt you, but with your close friends or any close person who has hidden intentions to harm you, it's tough to imagine. This is true. If you are not a thief or a murderer, it's tough to understand the criminal mentality. If you are not the wrong person, It doesn't mean you will not get the bad person entry into your life. You must be aware of the cruel intentions of the other person in the face of your friends, relatives, or any close person you trust blindly. Some people have a criminal mentality, which means the person who doesn't have the guilt of the wrong action they have done with others. In fact, if they get the chance again, they will do the same crime again. That is why prisons are made, so that they cannot be successful in their evil intentions again in this society. So many people will intentionally misguide you. They want to be your wrong, but they show that they are very caring for you. Some will hurt you for their benefit, and some people do not like other success. There is no fixed formula for recognizing this type of person. You must work on your common sense and intuition. When you read newspapers and see bad news, most people think this cannot happen to us, but you are wrong. You live in this world, so everything happening on this earth might be possible with you. 2. Precaution is better than cure. It's important not to trust anyone blindly, especially those you've recently met. One of the key characteristics of evil people is their eagerness to harm others. Take time in any relationship. Don't struggle alone if you doubt. Ask someone's advice or actions, and discuss their suspicious behavior with the person you trust. In ancient times, the king didn't blindly trust the friendly proposals of kings of other kingdoms. They discussed whether they should accept the proposal or not, and nowadays, diplomats do the same for other countries' proposals. They don't trust another country blindly, even if the proposal seems friendly. Now, let's talk about the real hurdles we face. Sometimes, problems are not as big as we imagine. This is due to a lack of knowledge, anxiety, or fear. The problem should be analyzed first, and if it's really big, you should consult someone you trust. Like the river's depth cannot be measured just by watching from outside, the same applies to the problem. Facing it outside cannot tell the seriousness of the problem. Remember, when we were children, we treated a small problem like a very big problem? Today, the situation is the same, and the problem you're facing today will be very easy after 10 years. First, when you face any problem, keep calm and think of a solution instead of multiplying the tension. Because the problem doesn't bother how tense you are, that is a time to handle the situation wisely. Any wrong step could increase the problem or make it permanent. To win any war, you must have a strategy, and same with the problem, you need a plan to solve the problem. Sometimes, not discussing issues with others and keeping that problem inside your mind could be the reason for depression. Many teenagers don't share their problems with their parents, making the situation more miserable. Take inspiration from Arnold Schwarzenegger, who was born in a poor family in a small village, faced physical and emotional abuse, faced the language barrier when he moved to the US, and yet became a legendary bodybuilder, actor, politician, and governor. The biggest problem with humans is that they don't ask for help easily. Remember, it's okay to ask for help. How could a doctor help a patient if the patient doesn't ask for medical advice? Indeed, you cannot share your problem with everyone, but every person has some friends and some trustworthy people. Remember the acronym for friend, FRY plus END. Mostly, females and younger children think they're facing this problem for the first time, but this is untrue. Every human being faces problems in every century. You are not the first person in this world. Remember, every problem has a solution. It's like every bottle has its bottle opener. One of the biggest hurdles is fear and anxiety. Fear destroys your entire life, all your future plans, your happiness, the happiness of your family, and the happiness of upcoming generations. What is fear? Fear is a future event that may or may not happen, and you don't have a solution for that future event. There are 3 categories of fear: healthy fear, unhealthy fear, and unnecessary fear. Healthy fear is very good for you. It is a constant pressure on yourself to perform, keeping you in the front row, competitive, and healthy. Unhealthy fear creates pressure on yourself when you're not getting any solution. But remember, no problem on the earth doesn't have a solution. You might not have the right advice or the right person, but 99.999% of problems have solutions. Finally, unnecessary fear is created by unnecessary thinking, the product of your uncontrollable thinking pattern. Stop thinking about unnecessary problems, be practical in life, and don't create a chain of events in your mind. Still, you cannot stop your mind from thinking unnecessarily, So think about the worst possible outcome, and now put all your effort into searching for a solution instead of creating tensions. It's not possible that you have the knowledge of everything, so consult professionals, friends, and parents. Life is uncertain, but you shouldn't take all the negative things. If you are in the category of unnecessary fear, you are a deep thinker. Overthinking and deep thinking are not good for your health because you have created a whole new universe for something whose occurrence chances are 0.001%. Unhealthy fear is like stopping water in a pond, which will create mosquito disease treasures, whereas healthy fear is like fresh water in the river. Healthy comparison. Healthy comparison means you compare yourself to improve yourself. Unhealthy comparison leads to jealousy. Mostly, people start comparing themselves with others, but a beginner cannot compare with a champion. If you try to copy the champion, you will be very badly depressed or emotionally injured. A new boy in the gym cannot carry the weight of a heavy weightlifter. His bones will break. A champion has given years to get to this position. Patience is always required for any big achievement in life. Ultimately, how do you live a fruitful life? It requires a balanced life. Headaches have nothing to do with money, empty stomachs have nothing to do with petrol, and relationships have nothing to do with your jobs. When one thing has no connection with another, why do we connect and disturb another complete system when one thing is not working? Increasing tension when one sector is not working affects other sectors. Suppose your job is not going well. You will stop exercising, socializing, and reading, resulting in low performance in other sectors. The formula for a balanced life is very simple. Create a chart of your priorities and stick to them. Invest more effort in a struggling area, but don't let it affect the other sectors. It's like one pillar of a house is weak. If you stop paying attention to other pillars, you are making the whole home weak. You are the murderer of the foundation of your life. Unnecessary tension and depression are wasting your time on earth. If you're feeling weak, it doesn't mean the situation will change on its own. The world never changes for any person. You have to take the step and change the situation yourself. Even your loved ones can't help you if you don't want to help yourself. It's your life, and you have the power to shape it. Life may be tough, but not complicated. We complicate it. One complicates life by overthinking, unnecessary stress, and negative thinking. Complications you create multiply problems 100 times. It's like a fixed deposit of your tensions, where you get a cumulative interest in your problems. There is a famous saying, if you dig a hole for others, you will get into that hole. To achieve 100% happiness, understand that financial success is just one field of life, not the complete life. Many people are rich in the world, but all rich people are not happy. Work in all the fields of life if you want to live a satisfactory life. Working on just one field and ignoring others is like taking care of one organ of the body and neglecting the whole body. You cannot drive a car if one tire is deflated. All tires must be fully inflated. Life is like a flute with all holes opened. All holes must be opened to play beautiful music. Life is like an almirah, where all the boxes must be fulfilled. These boxes are health, friends, career, money, patience, compassion, goals, and exercises. You need all these things to be a complete and happy person. Life is like a class. If you get good marks in all subjects but fail in one, you will not be promoted. Consider the story of the boat sailor and the tourist. The tourist asked the sailor if he knew politics or economics, telling him 50% and 30% of his life was finished because he didn't know them. But when a hole appeared in the boat, the sailor asked if the tourist knew how to swim. The tourist said no, and the sailor replied, "Sir, your whole life is a waste now," and jumped into the water to swim. Balanced development is essential. Conclude your life on these 5 points: health, money, friends, family, and security. Check how much work is left in any of these points and start working on them. Think of these 5 aspects as the pillars of a sturdy building. If one is weak, it destabilizes the entire structure. True happiness is not found in excessive travel or endless socializing, which are mere distractions. Just as a dish needs the right amount of salt, your life needs the right balance. Finally, life is not inherently beautiful. You have to make it beautiful. Nature is equivalent to everyone. It's not partial. It has air and rivers, but also cyclones and floods. If you don't work on your life, bad things will ruin it. A beautiful garden needs protection from insects and animals. You must take specific steps like fencing and cleanliness. The same principle applies to our mind and body. You cannot get the thing if you cannot handle a good thing. You cannot cross the river if you don't know how to swim. A life without a goal is like a termite in the tree. If you don't have a purpose, you're like a termite that will hollow out the entire tree. You'll make your own life hollow. Life without a goal is meaningless, and an empty mind is like the home of a ghost. When you are focused on goals, you are immune to meaningless arguments. Keeping yourself engaged in meaningful activities is the key to a fulfilling life, keeping the termite of emptiness at bay. Growth is a personal and individual matter. A society cannot develop altogether, but an individual person can. Personal development is not a societal responsibility, but a journey shaped by individual efforts. There are 100 mango trees on the farm. Each gets the same sunlight and water, but they produce different mangoes. You must make individual efforts to improve your life, standard of living, and health. You cannot wait or depend on society. Stop waiting for society, friends, colleagues, and family. Make schedules. Write your short-term, medium-term, and long-term goals clearly and turn those goals into action. Thank you for tuning in to this complete guide and deep dive into the secret to live long, happy life. May you manage your time, find your balance, and unlock the best version of yourself.